Have you ever heard of Replicate? Well, it's a fantastic service that lets us run AI services with API. That means that they have the computer power and the GPU to provide the API service so we can automate the AI process. Sounds kind of complicated, but it's not. So let me show you what I'm talking about right now. What's up, everyone? This is Replicate, and I really love what it can do because they provide the GPU power to run these AI models without having to me loading them up or getting them running with GitHub, my own hosting, etc. They provide the CPU and GPU power, so all I have to do is use API. That means that I can automate any of these AI services to run my automations. I can use them straight from here or use it in an automation like Make, Public Connect, and anything like that that lets me use API. So it's something that I really love because it expands your automation process. Now, I already run Replicate on my Public Connect account, but I want to show you what it can do and how it works. So before I get started, let me show you the sponsor for this video, which is Timelines AI. It's a WhatsApp management solution for multiple numbers. That means that I can have multiple WhatsApp numbers and I can bring in my team members and do a whole lot of things with the WhatsApp messages, including connecting with Monday, which is what I did. So let me show you really quickly what I did. I connected my WhatsApp number, and it's a breeze connecting a WhatsApp number. All you have to do is point with the QR code and you are good to go. So no complex things, no API, no background things. It's super easy, just point and connect. And when it comes to connecting to Monday, again, super easy to connect. Just provide access to Monday by allowing Timelines AI to connect. Now, I've already connected my Monday management system here, and it automatically creates my WhatsApp numbers here. So I'll just send a quick message right here. It's someone that has never messaged me, and I just received a little alert over here on Timelines AI, and this is going to be added to my Monday account here. So let's give it a few seconds. There we go. It's now added, and this helps me with a solution to connect my WhatsApp messages here on Monday. So it's a fantastic way to connect all your WhatsApp numbers and have your team members work seamlessly with Timelines AI. So check it out. Okay, for Replicate, as I've mentioned before, the idea is to have access to these AI systems with API. Now, for example, I have the option to use Stable Diffusion 3, and this is going to cost me pennies. So that means that if you are paying for a service to provide you text-to-speech, upscale images, create images, with this, you would be paying pennies and not $10, $20, $30 a month, okay? So here's a quick example of how this works. I can actually run tests here straight from Replicate without having to use API. But I mean, the best way to do this is by automating the process with API. So for example, here's the input, here's the prompt, and you're viewing here an output. You can go ahead and add whatever you want right here and create a prompt right now. And then you got your settings for these. All these settings can be modified with API so you can create your own masterpieces, okay? So here's the log and here's what's going on, and boom, it created an image. So I'm gonna say, instead of saying 3DX, I'm just gonna say SaaS Master, for example, and I'm gonna run it. So it makes something different. I don't want it to provide a similar image. Again, the AI model is running and it says, kind of SaaS Master. All right, kind of weird, kind of graffiti type thing. But again, we can work with these and obviously use it with something else. There's several things that I do recommend that you check it out. Jump in here. You can do upscales, you can do modifications, text to speech, and there's different AI languages here. Now, what they do, as I said before, is that they provide the computing power so we can use these. And the pricing is based on the seconds that it uses to generate whatever you're using for AI. And then you're gonna check right here in pricing, for example, what GPU power is the AI model using, and that's how the pricing is going to be based. So for example, here's the pricing per second, that's what it's going to charge, and per hour. So for example, if it's using, I don't know, NVIDIA 8X, NVIDIA 8100, which is what I use right now, I think, or something else, it's 0.01 cents per second. And if I use this for a whole hour straight, it's going to cost me $40.32. But these things take seconds to render. Like the example I provided you right now, that took, I don't know, 3 seconds or something like that. And it will tell you how much seconds it takes for these to run. So really quickly, let me show you again. For example, for this one, it's charging per image. So it's 0.35 cents. So that's super cheap to use this. If I were to use something else, just to give you an idea, for example, this one, a magically relights, I don't know what that is. Let me go down here, and this is going to use, here it is. This model approximately costs 0.01 cents, all right? And it's using this NVIDIA 840. Remember in pricing, we have the NVIDIA 840, here it is. And this is what it costs per second, 0.002. And this is going to cost you, if you run it straight without stopping, $10.44, all right? So it's extremely cheap to use, okay? So do consider using Replicate. Now in my case, as I mentioned before, I am using Replicate here on Pathly Connect with the automation. I don't jump into Replicate to do it manually. I go ahead and do it here. Even though I can jump in here and do it manually if I like, I can go ahead and upload my own photo with this test. For example, I can go ahead and remove this photo and add one right here, use a prompt and run it straight from here without having to go into complex things with API, right? But in my case, I've created my private app and I can use these AI systems with API. So that means that I can run my automations and use API in it. So if there's an image and I need to turn it into text to tell me what it is, I can do it using Replicate, all right? Now, the other things that you can notice here is that you can also implement this in Node.js, Python, etc., HTTP. Here's the JSON format. The API for this, all I have to do is use my own token, which I'll generate over here on my account. But you get everything to implement it on your API services that can run this. So basically, I think this is a fantastic service that costs a measly cent to use. And this would avoid you to pay month to month another service that would cost you a fixed price of $10, $20, $30, $40 when something like this would cost you to use a month. I don't know, $2, for example. All right. So do consider Replicate. I will be leaving the link in the description. And don't forget to check out the sponsor for this video, which is Timelines AI. And that's a wrap.